Alrighty. We all good? We good to go?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Are we good?
Yep. We're on. Hey, welcome back. Bats. Incredible. It's spooky. It's on brand. Welcome back. I am RTL. Is there anything you'd like me to call you? And Pancake. What's up, my girl?
Ooh, hey, Pancake.
The spoop, hell yeah. Right. So, if you don't mind, JJ, I would like to ask you a bit more about some alien stories, because I didn't know that. Oh, my mic has an echo.
No.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, the echo comes in and out. Just a warning. Like, the veterans of this channel know that the echo comes and goes. It's kind of like my co-host. Yeah. Echo is okay. Yeah, it'll come and go. Just a warning. But thank you for letting me know. I appreciate it.
I have an idea for one of the stories.
Ooh, please.
I can probably share screens and find a picture of the place.
Yeah, that goes the aliens. Ooh, please do.
Stream Google Chrome. I forget we can do this now.
Yay. Okay.
Oh, Discord, don't crash on me, please. Oh, no, wait. Oh, there is not. Shit.
What happened?
Well, I remember I was telling this story to someone before, and I looked up for pictures of the place, and they were wiped. I forgot about that.
The pictures were wiped?
Yeah, of this, like, place. So, the first story that I was mentioning before, it's a lot less spoopy, but it's still a bit spoopy in terms of alien.
Oh, thank you, Pancake. I appreciate it. Sorry, carry on.
We'll call it, my first encounter with the Men in Black.
Wait, you had an encounter with the Men in Black?
Uh-huh.
Like, legitimately?
Uh-huh.
Please, carry on. I will not interrupt. Monk guys.
So, so this is when I still lived in Puerto Rico.
Mm-hmm.
Since it's small, you could do, like, a day trip, like, 30 minutes to get around the whole island, so you'd find, like, cool things to go hang out and look at.
Mm-hmm.
So, there was rumors of this place that was, like, a park. And there was a pond in it that was super duper deep, that they didn't know how deep it was. Like, nobody's ever been to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And UFOs fly out of it all the time. So, you just kind of got to check that out.
So bizarre.
Uh-huh.
It is some creepypasta shit. Okay,
continue. It is. And we found out how to get there from a book, like a traveler's guide, like a really old traveler's guide,
mm-hmm.
That we kind of used the whole time there. I think we might still have it if I can dig it up, but it's probably in storage. So,
mm-hmm.
If I think about it and I'm near like a bunch of our books, I'll see if it's there.
All right.
So it was kind of in like the northwestern side of the island-ish.
Mm-hmm.
It was like still near the middle though, but not directly in the middle, because if you go directly in the middle of Puerto Rico, it's just mountains. So we get there, and it's completely blocked off, like caged and everything. Cage is closed. And I'd be like, oh, okay, so maybe there like something happened and they needed to lock it up. Not when there's 35 something cars, all the same car, pitch black, can't see in them, all giant SUVs, surrounding the place, like swarms of ants, and then you see guys dressed in black, pale as shit, can't even tell the details of their face, but you can tell they all look the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's when red flags come out.
Yeah.
And so we're driving up this place, and the closer we get, that you can see more details, and I'm like, they look exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you could tell it hit me and my dad. Didn't hit me and my sister and my mom yet, but it hit me and my dad what this is. So he turned that shit around and we drove. And it's a short, so it's not as scary. It's kind of like, it could have been scary if we stayed, but not as scary. So as we're driving away, all of them simultaneously look towards us at like perfect sync, like glitch in the Matrix, like that level.
Mm-hmm.
And the gate's closed, and we start hoofing it. And I was consistently looking out the back of the car, at them because, you know, not losing the sight of the enemy.
Yeah.
And young me was also terrified. I blink, 5 cars are behind us now.
5 cars.
5 cars. And the gate's still closed.
That's okay.
Mm-hmm. So all I remember from then on is my dad hoofing it, fuck the speed limit, driving down this dirt muddy road and finding a church and parking our car under the cliff and hanging out on the beach.
Well, that had a nice end.
I bet you I could find a picture of that church, actually.
Oh, yeah, if you do, please send it to me on Discord.
But that part, can't find anything on it.
God will save you from the aliens. Control C, Control V on those guys. Honestly. Oh my goodness, C-Mac.
Like that, like, I wish I was better at describing what they looked like, but like, they were pale white, like paper white. Paper white. You could tell that they were supposed to be human, but there was something off. Like there was something missing. And their eyes were pitch black holes.
Ew. And
their lips, they didn't look like actual lips. They looked like they were painted on with like lipstick.
Yeah. Okay.
And bad lipstick too.
Yeah, that lines up and exactly.
They were all bald too. And they wore like fedora hats.
Yeah, that's actually like textbook, quote unquote, Men in Black stuff right there.
And they were all the same height too.
Huh. I once had a run-in with the Men in Pink. Me too, Pancake, but they're way more fun than the Men in Black.
Exactly.
You want to party with them.
I can't remember the name of the place. Church.
This is in
I
Puerto
could probably
Rico?
just look up church on, in Puerto Rico.
It was a brony convention.
Which, funny thing about Puerto Rico, it's one of the points of the Bermuda Triangle.
Really?
Yep. So, technically, I've flown through the Bermuda Triangle before.
So, what you're saying is, you have, at 2 points in your life, well, at one point in your life, you lived at one of the points of the Bermuda Triangle, and then you at one point lived next to a freaking army base, and a bunch of crazy alien shits happened to you.
Yeah.
So would you say a lot of your experiences are more like having to do with your location?
There's the picture.
You found a picture?
Of the church overlooking the ocean. Here.
Okay. Yeah, send it to me on Discord and then I'll show it to them. Let's see here.
You can't see it, but like it goes down immediately, like in front of it, like down a hill, and then directly to the right, there's like a small gulf with like a beach.
Let's just do this for 1 second. Hey guys, haha. Okay, so this is the picture that's being referred to right now.
That's the church that we kind of basically hit at.
Okay, so this is location. This is it.
Yeah, this is the church that we ended up at. The park is near there. So if I can find the name of that church, actually, I might be able to Google Maps this.
That's cool that you have, like, legitimate receipts to go with this. Like the visual aids. Oh, and now you guys can
Cabo
see
Rojo Lighthouse.
Rojo Lighthouse.
Rojo. It's a lighthouse too. I remember that, but it's also a church. Like you go inside, it's a church. Google Maps.
Oh, let me see. C-Mac. I live next to an army base, but it's more of a reserves. My uncle's close to a guy that works there, and he's pretty chill. Oh, that's rad, C-Mac. Hell yeah.
So it's a small lake. Let's see. Put on satellite. I could probably recognize it from there.
Do you guys have any stories you'd like to kind of share in the comments? We're all for, sharing our stories.
Yeah. I just shared one about the Men in Black that could possibly end up not good.
Yeah, it's fine. My stream rarely breaks 10 people, so it's fine. We're just a cute little group of people who like talking. But yeah, I've never met someone who's had any, like, I've met people who have claimed to have encounters with, like, aliens and stuff, but I've never met someone who claims to have encountered, like, the Men in Black. So that's new for me.
Like, I possibly could have encountered aliens during that 3-hour time period of the one story.
Yeah.
Butt probe. Yeah.
I actually have a story about that. I
Ooh.
never really thought too much of it. So you don't have any spooky stories? Oh, don't worry, C-Mac. Consider yourself blessed.
So, I can't find it anymore.
It's okay. We'll just go
I went
back
to the place where I thought it was, and it's not there.
Don't worry about it.
Could have filled it up.
If you find it, let us know, and then I can show it to them. But, So my little story. This was, like, maybe 2 years ago. Let me see.
Mm-hmm.
I once ran in with the... Wait, you once ran in with the Men in Black. Did you really, Pancake, or are you trolling? Okay, so this story isn't very eventful, but it's just something to think about for me. So, again, this took place a few years ago. I woke up one morning, and on my arm, there is this weird circular indent.
Ooh.
Like, it was a perfect little circle, and it indented perfectly. Like, like a hole punch you'd use on a piece of paper?
Mm-hmm.
It was like that. It wasn't as, like, obviously didn't puncture through my arm, but, like, it was maybe 1/4 centimeter thick, and it was, like, a perfect indent. And I woke up with that one morning, and I wasn't wearing any jewelry, no necklaces, no bracelets, no nothing. And it wasn't red either. It was kind of just like, oh, that's just the way my skin decided to form over that, you know what I mean? It was weird. Mm-hmm. And it lasted for maybe 2 days. And then it didn't get any better. Like, it stayed consistently at that, like, form, like, in that form, I guess. And then maybe 2 or 3 days later, I woke up one morning and it was entirely gone.
Shit.
Like, entirely. And I don't know what that was about. It's not, like, I'm not saying it was aliens, but I'm saying it was aliens. No, like, I don't know. It was weird, though. It was
There's
weird.
a possibility of it being.
Yeah, it was weird. That's all I know. And, like, I've always had some weird, like, irrational fear of, like, an owl alien being outside my window. I think so.
Like that movie. What's it called? The Fourth Kind.
Yeah,
or
I think
whatever?
that movie traumatized me. Let me see.
I haven't seen it.
Turns out it was just a funeral. Pancake. You can't say
I don't
things
watch
like that.
alien movies because I've had encounters with alien type stuff that I'm like, I don't want that in my head.
No, I feel that. Like, the thing with me is, if I'm scared of something, I want to dig even deeper, and I want to learn even more about it. Like, I'm a mess.
Like, for stuff that hasn't affected me, I'm all in. But, like, if I've ever, like, encountered the Mothman, I'd be like, okay, let's not talk about this anymore. Okay, thanks.
I love the Mothman.
Speaking of weird skin things, for the longest time, I used to have, like, a fully formed goblet on my chest.
A fully formed what?
Goblet.
A goblet.
Like a chalice.
On your chest.
Uh-huh.
Want to elaborate?
Okay, so it was like it was in red, right? And it was like a perfectly formed chalice. Like, just like a mark on my chest.
That's so weird.
And it was there for the longest time.
Oh, you like 4chan stories, C-Mac? Ooh, we could go to 4chan or, like, Reddit.
Oh, it was kind of shaped like this.
Here, did you send it to me?
Yeah. It's kind of shaped like that, but like 2D, obviously. And like,
hold on, let me show everyone.
It was just on my chest. Don't know the point of it.
Okay, so JJ is saying that this thing was on his chest. So was it like bone, or like, was it hard or like soft?
No, it was like on my skin.
It was on your skin, like not underneath.
Like it was complete, like that part of my, like, if I were to show you like my chest, you would see like a perfectly filled in, like, red opaque, like, marking of a chalice.
That's really weird. Is it still there?
No, it's like faded.
Yeah, gone. That is the Holy Grail, C-Mac. Do you have, like, are you the Holy Grail?
Maybe.
Like a birthmark? So
No, like
no.
it just like it's disappeared now, and it was like red. It was always red.
But this came later in life, and then it disappeared. Like you weren't born
It was
with it.
around. It's I noticed it around like 8th grade in middle school,
Mm-hmm.
and the last time I looked, I noticed it wasn't there. Was around junior year of high school.
Okay.
So it was there pretty consistently.
That's really bizarre.
And during the time that happened is when the most weird shit would happen, though.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, like, when in correlation to, like, the Men in Black and, like, the alien story
The
that
Men
she
in
told
Black
us.
was before.
So
That's
that
when I
was
think.
before
That's
this.
when I think our family was put on the map.
Oh, okay, so you're saying that specific instance
I think that
was
might
kind
have
of
been
a
the inciting
catalyst.
incident. Yeah, the catalyst for everything that would happen in the future.
That's so gross.
Uh-huh. And then the thing happened. I think I was like 7th grade when the second story happened.
Okay.
And then 8th grade is when I noticed the thing. After that started happening. So before story time. Before then, I would sometimes be able to predict things through dreams.
Uh-huh.
So, for instance, in Puerto Rico, my parents were planning a cruise. They were like, we're going to go do something fun. I said, we're going on a cruise ship, aren't we? And they looked at me like, what? How'd you know that? I was like, I don't know. My brain just said we're going on a cruise ship.
Mm-hmm.
And I got it right. And so there was like instances of that. And usually it would be because of like, I saw it in a dream or kind of like hardcore deja vu.
Uh-huh.
So then after that whole alien incident, it got worse. It got to the point where like, I could tell what somebody was going to say before they're going to say it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that it didn't help, obviously, because it started getting anxiety, like social anxiety.
Yeah.
Because like I would be like talking to somebody and then it'd be like, oh God, I already know what they're saying. And you're going to say this and you're going to say this and I'm going to say this. And this is how the conversation's going to go. And because I'm doing this and I'm already looking into the thing, this is the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
So it started getting really bad. But on the other hand, I was able to predict and do fortunes and stuff when I would try to do it. I was able to do it very well. Like, for instance, I would have a deck of cards and my friend would shuffle it and I'd be like, okay, pick up the first card, King of Hearts. They'd turn it around, King of Hearts. It would be shit like that. And on the other hand, I used to do this game with my friend Angel when she lived in San Diego. I would be like, okay, so tomorrow these 3 things are going to happen to you. I don't know the order, but they're going to happen. Your crush is going to drop their pencil. Pick it up for them. You're going to like it. Next, your crush is going to be wearing a red jacket, and there's going to be a tear on the bottom right corner of the hem.
Mm-hmm.
Third thing, your mom's going to trip. Try to catch her.
That's
And
weird.
all 3 of those would happen rapid fire.
That's really bizarre.
Mhm.
Wow. Yeah, I have some. I hesitate to call it clairvoyance, but I do have some sort of precognizant, like I do have some sense of precognition in terms of like, I think it comes to me in dreams, because this is something that's actually like really, like I hate this, but this started, so if you guys remember, I think it was in 2015, I want to say 2015, the Orlando club shooting, if you guys remember that. Yeah, it's so sad. The night before that, okay, so let me just give you a little rundown, little background. My dreams are either extremely vivid and I remember them in great detail, or I don't dream at all, essentially. Like, there's no in between with me. I either dream vividly or I don't dream at all. And the majority of my dreams are just kind of weird, kind of bizarre, but they're never violent. They're never gruesome or grotesque or whatever. They're just weird. So the night before the shooting, like the news of the shooting broke, I had a dream that I think I was in Las Vegas. Like, I know, weird. I was in Las Vegas and I was in a casino and some guy pulled out a gun and started just mowing everyone down. Like, everyone in sight, he just started mowing down with, like, this huge-ass gun.
Mm-hmm.
And I woke up and I was sweating and I was, like, disturbed because I was like, this is really weird. That was really violent. It was really, like, violent and visceral, too. So I was like, I don't like that. I don't think I watched any, like... I wasn't really, particularly stressed at that point, so it was just, it was weird. It came out of nowhere. And then that morning, I woke up to the news of, like, the biggest, mass shooting in American history at that point. Right? So that was hella weird. But the thing is, after that incident, like, since then, I have had a really visceral mass shooting dream the night before every mass shooting that's been reported since.
Shit.
Like, without fail. I don't know why. It's so weird. Let me see. So you can still sew the supernatural power steps. Well, I mean,
no,
I
that's
don't know if it's supernatural
I completely
powers.
believe it because I've had freaky dreams like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Where I remember one, I remember seeing somebody. It's a little graphic. They were in a car. They were being horribly raped.
Mm-hmm.
And then they got kicked out and thrown on the side of the road.
Mm-hmm.
And on impact, they busted their head open and they slowly died there.
Mm-hmm.
Later, I realized I recognized the person that had that happen to them.
Mm-hmm.
It was my friend Angel.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, she was going through a lot of shit. And she started drinking and doing lots of drugs.
Mm-hmm.
And so, because she already knew about this, like me being clairvoyant and everything, I came to her immediately out of the blue. And at that time, funnily enough, her father's in the military, so she moved a lot. She was in Japan at the time, living there. And that's part of the reason why she got so depressed, because she like bunkered down in California and then she immediately got moved. So I stayed up until, and like I basically changed myself to work on Japanese time that day.
Mm-hmm.
And I consistently contacted her until I got a hold of her and I explained to her the situation. And that night she said I was going to go to a party and we were going to drink and do tons of drugs.
Oof.
And she didn't, and she's still okay.
Well, thank God. Let me see. What's that one movie with Nicolas Cage where he can do one thing and do it? If it doesn't work out, he can go back in time and do something else to get a better outcome. I don't know, C-Mac. Do you know that movie?
Mm-mm.
I don't know. I only know like a handful of Nicolas Cage movies.
But that's one of the scariest prediction things I've ever had for me.
Yeah, well, I mean, be grateful that you like caught it though, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was so glad I
happened.
realized it was her.
Yeah, that's a lot.
I literally only realized it was her because she started her native language is Tagalog. She's Filipino.
Uh-huh.
It's not English. So when she's sad or she's frustrated, she'll start slipping back into speaking Tagalog.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember hearing as she was dying on the pavement just Tagalog.
That's horrifying.
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. Oof. Yeah, that's really creepy.
Uh-huh.
Like, okay, here's kind of, it's not really a segue, but I was just wondering. So, again, we're both, like, very sensitive people in terms of this stuff. Have you noticed any pickup in activity when you hang around other sensitive people?
All the time.
Oh, thank God. Okay, you go first, and then I have, like, an intrinsic story in my childhood. Continue to go.
Well, it's usually when I'm with my sister.
Okay.
She's the other person that's usually, like, you know, I can tell she's, like, also really sensitive to this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I'm with her, usually that's when we'll just, like, look up, oh, shit, there's a UFO. We'll walk down a pathway. Did you hear a whisper? Was that just me? Mm-hmm. Wait, is that guy over there? She turns around. What are you talking about? Like, all the, like, the little shit would happen whenever I'm with her.
Mm-hmm.
there's a room in our house that like the current one we're in, because it's upstairs, and we both of us at the same time were like, I don't like that, there's something wrong there.
Mm-hmm.
Both of us went and cleansed the room.
Yeah.
And put salt at the foot of the door. Like, it's still there.
Yeah.
We don't trust that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just tons of things like that just happen consistently when I'm with my sister.
Yeah. Let me see. Maybe sensitive people attract other sensitive people. I agree, C-Mac.
It's possible.
I think so, because, okay, now I'll tell my little story. So, back in the 2nd grade, I met at, like, my best friend at the time. Like, me and him were, like, BFFs, buddies. Ask anyone who's, like, close to me now and they'll know exactly who I'm talking about. But, we met, like, so I went to this elementary school since I was in preschool. Cool beans. I'd never really clicked with anyone. I was just kind of floating around, but I was kind of a staple at that school. So in the 2nd grade, this new kid came to school. I'll call him Caleb. Okay, so Caleb comes to my school, and we're both kind of outcasts. Like, I was kind of a staple at the school, but I was kind of weird. I've always been into, like, spooky stuff and, like, monsters, so I was never really, like, fully and wholly accepted. And I have to also add, this was a Christian school I went to, but it was a weird Christian school. Like, it was a cultic Christian school. Like, I'm dead ass serious. Like, there were maybe 50 people at that school, including the staff. Like, it was super small. Really, really freaking weird. There are a lot of stories about that school, but I'll get into that later. So, like, I met my best friend at the time, and we both just gravitated towards each other because we were both outcasts. We were both kind of like the weird kids. And we started bonding. And again, we were in the 2nd grade. We were little kids. We don't know much about anything. But we started bonding over the fact that we both had weird experiences. Like, we both thought we were seeing things, we were hearing things. And at first, like, before we met each other, we thought we were just crazy because we'd always be like, you know, like, oh, just, you know, it's all in your head, it's your imagination, you know, we'd brush it off. But when we started hanging out, we'd both start seeing these things. And to make it even worse, it felt as though us being together amplified it. Because it got to the point where some of these things that we were seeing got so intense that other people started noticing it. And it was weird. And we didn't know what was happening. And no one else really knew what was happening. We were still the weird kids, but, like, you know, there was some credence to these, like, claims we were making. All right. So we were inseparable throughout elementary school. And we ended up going to the same middle school / high school together. And as we got older, the experiences that we had only got more intense and more, like, much more dark, if that makes sense. And I'm just gonna put this out there right now. I'm a Christian. I believe in God, whatever. And he was at the time too. So we were kind of just navigating through this, trying to rationalize it in, like, you know, a religious perspective, if that makes sense. Let me see. Do you think Waluigi's behind your weird visions? I don't think so, Pancake. I don't think Waluigi has anything to do with it.
I don't think Waluigi would do this stuff.
I think Waluigi would never. But
he would try to stop it.
Yeah, exactly. But we try and navigate these, you know, weird occurrences through a religious perspective or whatever. And, like, you know, the high school we went to was also a Christian high school, and it was another cultic-ass high school. We had bad luck with these high schools, because we were in a relatively small town, and there were only so many quote-unquote private schools to go to, you know. Revenge for No Smash. He sends time and... Yeah, he does transcend time and space, Pancake.
Exactly.
But, right, so, as we grew up, I stayed more towards, like, you know... Like, I wouldn't call myself religious. I believe I believe in God. That's what I believe. I believe in Jesus. Like, that's what I believe. All the religious stuff, because I had bad experiences in Christian schools, I don't want anything to do with that shit. There's terrible people, but that's a different podcast or stream or whatever. Like, oof. But, where was I going with this? Right. So I try to, like, I guess, distance myself from these things, because I discovered that a lot of these things may or may not have been coming from a darker place, if you know what I mean. Like, these weren't just like, oh, it's a little ghosty. Like, these were like dark things.
Poltergeist.
It was like, it was dark, and I wanted nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? And I'm a firm believer, even to this day, I'm a firm believer that the more you give credence to something, the more you look into it, the stronger it gets. And I am a firm believer in this, and I'll like further like cement this.
Because it like opens you up to it.
Oof. And it gets worse. So
it's like smelling fear.
Yeah.
Like, people can smell you're afraid. It's the same thing.
It's incredibly bad. Like, I'll just get this like base out of the way, and then you can go to yours, and then I can get into more details after the fact. But I'm just giving you guys some backstory here with this my friend Caleb. Right, so I stayed, more towards the religious side. I didn't want anything to do with this stuff. I distanced myself from it. Caleb, on the other hand, he was struggling with his sexuality in high school. Well, since elementary school, but like it was really coming to a head in high school. And he was struggling a lot with it. He had a lot of inner turmoil, and one of the teachers found out about him, possibly being homosexual. And this is the thing, I don't know if it's all Christian schools, but this cultic-ass school, you could get expelled if you were found out to be homosexual.
That's how it is in Christian schools here, too.
Okay, so it's fucked up. But, like, you could be expelled. And, one of, our choir teacher found out, and she pulled him aside and was like, yo, I'm gonna basically pray the gay away. And that really messed him up. And I think from that point on, he kind of just washed his hands of religion and God and all that. So, like, he was just done with it. Like, I get it, like, bad experiences. So he washed his hands of it. But instead of just kind of leaving it at that, he started dabbling in, like, witchy things. Like, he started doing tarot. He started collecting crystals, fortunes, palm reading, all that shit. He got deep into it. Especially like when we got into college, he got hella into it. So at that point, I feel like we started kind of going our separate ways, not for any particular reason. It kind of, that's life. It kind of just happened that way. Went to different colleges. We still keep in touch though, but every time we hung out, like in college, shit would hit the fan. Like, shit would hit the fan, but, like, to terrifying heights, where, like, we'd be at a party together, and literally the party would be, like, ruined, because everyone would be freaking out because they all think, there's someone stalking the party, or, like, some crazy shit like that. Like, things were getting bad, and it got to, like, a screaming point when he started dabbling in these occultic, like, rituals, I guess you can say. And, yeah, that's the thing. And he's a very sensitive person when it comes to that. And when we're together, that was always a thing, but it only amplified. So, yeah, that's bad. The Church of Waluigi accepts all. Gay is okay. Yes, that is true. Gay is okay. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Exactly.
But, oof. Bad shit, man. Bad jujubes.
I'm agnostic, but still, I take precaution.
Yeah, you should. Everyone should take precautions.
Oh, like, don't worry. My sister, when she was abroad and she went to Vatican City, I was like, get me some holy water, please. And she did. Yeah. Got some Vatican holy water. Yeah, the most potent shit in the world.
Yeah, that stuff is real, dude. Like, I mean, Vatican holy water too, but like,
It's real.
Yeah, it's very real. Like, religious or not, you have to acknowledge that there is something else there.
There is something in that.
There's something there, man.
Like, exactly. Like, that's why I'm agnostic, because it's not like, I'm not saying that it's not real.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that right now I don't believe in it.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying it's not true.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like what are they called? The people that just say religion's fake and shit.
Atheist.
Yeah, no, I'm not that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, it's a thing.
Yeah.
But it can stay away from me from right now.
Yeah, and that's your prerogative, you know?
Exactly.
That's like your journey, that's your life.
Because I've had horrible run-ins with religion too, so
yeah.
Instead of disowning it, I'm just like, it could stay over there for right now.
Yeah. And you know, like honestly, I have every reason to have completely dumped religion because my entire school life I've been to like these like nightmarish Christian schools, but they weren't Christian schools, they were literally cults. But like I have experienced very interesting things in my life that like even if I dumped religion entirely, like I never would, but even if I dumped it entirely, I would never be able to separate my feelings about like there being something more to everything, you know?
Exactly.
It's all too weird. There's
always something that we don't know about this world.
Yeah.
There's always going to be.
Yeah.
And I want to find that shit out.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think we ever will. And that's the beauty of it.
Not the dangerous shit, though. Not the dangerous shit.
Oof, man, that dangerous shit.
Jesus loves me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so.
Oh my god, because it is like visceral terror.
Like, I've made sure to get myself confirmed in everything. I'm not dabbling with that demon shit.
Yeah, like, don't. Oh my god.
Like, Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses. Forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the holy forever. Amen.
Yeah. Like, I'm a person, like, you know what? You live your life. You live your best authentic life. I'm not gonna stop you. But I don't want, like, you know, I will hang out with you. I'll do whatever the fuck. I don't care. I love you for you. But don't expect me to stick around if you're gonna be doing some tomfoolery like that that can get me dragged to hell. No, I'm out. I am out of the area code. No, someone pulls out a Ouija board, I'm out of the area code, bitch.
Insane.
I'm not even messing with that.
Like, I'm not dealing with that shit.
Nuh-uh.
I would break that board immediately, take it into 7 pieces, drop some holy water on that shit, and lighting it.
Legitimately.
Play with it? Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, it's like, fuck it. It's like, I don't care that whole, like, it's a toy thing. Keep it away from me. Do what you want. I don't want to be invited.
I specifically learned how to get rid of one because I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Okay, this is getting weird. Well, I mean, it's alright, Pancake. We're just talking. But, dude, jeez Louise.
Whew.
It's a lot. Oh man. Wait, have you ever tried Bloody Mary in like not high school,
I'm not
like
doing
elementary
that
school?
shit.
Have you ever tried it though? No, but have you ever? You've never done it before.
I'm not touching that.
No, I don't want to, but I have tried it before. It was at a sleepover.
I got close. I said the first 2, and then I felt something, and I turned on the lights, and I lit a fucking candle, and I prayed.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I have a story about Bloody Mary. So I was at a sleepover. I think I was in the 3rd grade. Yeah, I was in the 3rd grade, and I was at a sleepover with like maybe 3 other girls. And again, I was the fucking weird one in the group, so I was like, "Hey, let's play Bloody Mary." And they were like, "No, what the fuck? Who invited her?" But like I was basically, "Yeah, let's play Bloody Mary." So it was late. Well, for us, it was late. It was probably like 8:00 at night. Okay, we were like young, and we went into the bathroom. And I'm such a little bitch. I was the one who suggested we play the game. Then I ended up not doing it.
It's me.
Because then that's me. So like I suggested we play, and then I kind of coerced one of the girls to go in. Like only one girl ended up doing it, and here's why only one girl ended up doing it. So she went in, but again, I don't know what to chalk this up to, but one of the girls went in, we closed the door on her, she turned off the lights, she ran the water, and she said it 3 times, and it was silent for like maybe 15 seconds after, and then she started screaming, and she like
busts through the door. She is pale white, and she's like, "Oh, I saw it, I saw it, I saw it." I don't believe it, but like, whatever she thought she saw scared the shit out of her. Because she was pale white and shaking. Like, I don't know if I'd go as far as to say, like, yo, yeah, that's a real thing. She saw that. Because, again, we were all young. It was a sleepover. She was in a dark
Maria.
bathroom. What?
My computer just freaked out.
Wait, are you serious?
I'm not even kidding.
I don't like that. Oh my god. Are
You were
serious?
mid-sentence, and it just went silent, but the green ring was still around you. And I couldn't do anything.
Ew. 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 Ew.
Like, I
ew,
was for a good
ew.
minute being like, computer? Computer?
Are you serious?
Computer?
Are you fucking Oh, that was... Okay, no, that makes sense. Wait. Oh, hey, Pudding. Welcome to the stream. We're talking about spooky things. Okay, that's really fucking weird, though. Because, like,
I
yeah,
was like,
you went
oh,
silent.
Good. This is a story. Oh, good. This is a story we're going to be telling tonight. What's going to happen?
Wait, so were you expecting something bad to happen?
No. A little bit.
Okay, so you put that into the universe.
Well, I just thought there was a chance because this usually happens when I bring up the spooky stories. Usually something happens.
Does writing Bloody Mary count? Bloody Mary Christmas, not sure. Are you guys on Discord? Yeah,
I mean, if you
we're
write
using
it in
Discord.
blood, it works.
Yeah, we're using Discord right now, CMAC. If you want, CMAC, you can join our little Discord server. If you go into the info box, the link for the Discord server is there, and then I can add you, and we can send each other memes and pictures, and we can talk about spooky stuff. It'll be great. Only if you want, though. I'm not going to force you. But yeah, we're using Discord to talk right now. But that's
I just
weird.
remembered a story.
Ooh, do tell.
Well, you were in the middle of something, and then it went on my side, so...
Okay, where did it leave? Yeah, because I was wondering, because I was in the middle of telling the story, and then you went dead silent, and I was like, okay, maybe he was writing a message or something. If you want to know the spookiest story ever in mankind, yes, please, Pudding, tell us in the comments.
Waluigi not in Smash?
Waluigi, that's more of a tragedy. But where did I cut off for you?
Shit, it was like mid-sentence.
Shit.
It was like you were like, it was right when you said the one girl by herself was in there.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So basically the one girl went in there by herself, turned the lights off, ran the water, said Bloody Mary 3 times, and it was silent for 15 seconds. Then she started screaming. She freaked out. She like barged through the door, and she was like, "Oh, I saw her." And she was like shaking and clammy and pale white. But the reason I am not like, okay, it's official, she saw it, it happened, we witnessed something paranormal here tonight. We were young. We were all expecting to see something. We wanted to be freaked out. I can't say that was a certain thing. But whatever she thought she saw was real, because it scared the shit out of her. Like, she was, like, terrified. So. Are you okay?
Huh? Yeah. I was just reflecting on the story that I just remembered.
Okay. Oh yeah, Waluigi being an assist trophy. That is a very scary story, Pudding. Thank you for sharing. I am shaking. Okay. Go, JJ.
This one actually happened in 2016. Summer. First family vacation, but just my mom, my dad, and me. We went to Washington, D.C.
Ooh, nice.
We drove the whole way. Pokemon Go was out, so it was great.
Ooh,
so my dad, because before he joined the Army, he was a part of the Marines. He was stationed in DC at 8th and I. And that's where the first Marine base was in America. And also where one of the battles took place. It was the only fort to not ever get taken over. And, well, besides that. Anyway, so backstory, a lot of shit happened there. Okay? So, my dad, the reason why we're there is for an 8th and I reunion for his, like, generation. So, they do like a performance every now and then where it's like, the marching thing with the guns and everything.
Yeah.
And so we were invited as guests of honor. So we went, and the whole time I was there, consistently, I would see literally huge groups of soldiers and shadows randomly in places where they're not supposed to be.
That's so weird.
I'm talking during the end. So to close off the show, they always do taps. Bam, 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 that song. During that, I started crying. But like the type of crying where you don't notice, and then you feel something on your face and you touch it, and there's tears rolling down my face.
Yeah.
And then I just remember looking around and seeing, because during taps, all the soldiers already walked in, the ones that have been doing the marching, and there's just one guy on the highest point of the fort on the trumpet by himself doing it. It's literally an enigma, because the fort is in the middle of the city, and you would hear nothing outside of that fort. You didn't hear the cars, you didn't hear city bustling life, you heard nothing. It was pure silence, except for that one trumpet. During that whole time, across all of the walls, I saw shadows of soldiers marching.
That's so weird.
Mind you, the soldiers that were actually doing the performance were already inside. And during that whole performance, I was bawling my eyes out. But I didn't feeling the emotional, I'm sad about this.
So you just started crying randomly.
Yes.
That's so weird.
During that whole sequence.
Ew. Wait, hold on. We got a message from Pudding. Let me see. I don't mean to interrupt, but on God, I swear I saw a Nightcrawler when Pokemon Go was still a thing back in 2017. It was the scariest thing ever. You saw a Nightcrawler?
Is the Nightcrawler the thing with that looks like a pair of pants?
Yeah, here, I'll pull up a picture for everyone.
I love those things!
I love it too. Here, I'll pull up a picture and put on the Discord.
It reminds me of the pair of pants from that episode of Jimmy Neutron.
It reminds me of that weird cat meme. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the cat with the two front legs and a head, and that's it.
And a head?
Yeah. Here, I'm gonna look up the Nightcrawler and put it in the Discord server so everyone can see it.
Oh my god, I love the Nightcrawler.
He's so cute. But
I don't fuck with Native American shit. That's just real.
No, because it's hella
that's real.
I believe that's to my
real.
core.
I don't fuck with that.
Yeah.
That's all I'm like, oh, Nightcrawler, yeah, that's real. Thunderbird, that's real.
Yeah.
Wendigo, that's real.
Oh, the Wendigo. Ooh, the Wendigo. Wait, hold on. First, let me post a picture of the Nightcrawler in the Discord. Save image as. Here, so I'm going to post it in stream suggestions if you guys are interested in seeing a picture of the Nightcrawler, okay?
This is what it always looked like to me.
I'm pretty sure everyone here is in the Discord server, so y'all can see it. Pants attack.
That's what it always looks like to me, the Nightcrawler. Looks like a pair of pants.
Why won't you let me link a picture?
But those things are extremely tall.
It won't let me link a picture. Why won't it let me link a picture?
Do you want to send it into this chat and then we can copy and paste it into the other one?
Yeah, it's just not letting me add anything. Here, can you be a doll?
I will.
Yeah, and just put it in the stream suggestions so everyone can see. Let me see. I swear even my little brother saw it. Man, it was so creepy. Just thinking about it now gives me goosebumps. Oh, where did you see it, Pudding? That's so weird.
It's the white cat one, right?
Yeah. Well, that's the that's the meme that it reminds me of, yeah. The Wendigo freaks me the hell out.
Oh no! You know which one it gave me instead?
What? Is it X-Men?
When I put in white cat meme.
Oh, I don't want to know.
Give me the one. Give me the one with the hands.
Me too. I hate it.
This one. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. The one where it's like they did a panorama.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll put it in memes.
Cool.
There you go.
Thank you. So yeah, if anyone wants to see that.
Oh.
How do we not know you're just part of the cover-up story? Ooh,
Oh,
the
shit.
conspiracy thickens.
Damn, the
Pancake out here.
conspiracy.
Pancake is out here making
Shit.
conspiracies.
Pancake's in like 2097 and we're here in 2018.
Legitimately? You see, it was at this park. It was late at night, past 10. The park has a forest on one side and a creepy road. And, it was there on the road. That's so weird. You see, Pudding, never go out into a park at night to hunt for Pokemon. I did that one time. Nothing creepy happened, but my brain was, like, creating serial killers where there weren't any. He's a big fucking mood. But there were a lot of horror stories, I remember, when Pokemon Go first came out and people would go out into, like, the woods and, like, parks at night just to find rare
Remember
Pokemon.
the clown thing?
Ew. Ew. Ew, I hate that.
Where there would just be clowns in the forest standing there watching people?
Yeah. Wait, why'd you put that picture?
20 Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah, that's the meme. I see, that's the Nightcrawler, guys. That's it.
Oh, you were looking for an
No,
actual...
it's funnier like this. That's...
I thought you were trying to like show that one.
That's the thing that Pudding saw when she was hunting for Pokemon. The park was
okay, I'll find a picture.
Okay. The park was hella deserted to only me and my little brother. Yeah, that's... Man. Don't do that again, Pudding. Scary things can happen if you do that. As you saw, like, you know, the night.
You'll run into that cat. Watch out.
Just that cat. If you guys go into the Discord server and go into memes, you'll see the cat we're talking
Ooh,
about.
okay, so there's a story.
Okay.
It's not my story, but it's kind of hushly whispered across 4chan.
Alright.
So, of course, like the few times I go on 4chan, I witness it. So there was it was on r/political.
Uh-huh.
And some guy, just to skip a lot of like the story, with an untraceable IP address,
Mm-hmm.
a level of omniscience, and a kind of fake, like not knowing how to speak it English.
Uh-huh.
Like, hi, like the Game Grumps joke. Hello, fellow human. I drink the water.
Yeah, I
Like
love
that.
it. Yeah.
And so he said, I am in your atmosphere. I need help. Basically what it boiled down to.
Uh-huh.
And so everybody's, because it's 4chan, everybody's like, okay, this is just more bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, you're fucking bullshit, right? Well, one guy was like, I'll play devil's advocate. Okay, so you're in a spaceship. And you're in our atmosphere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here is my address. Send me a picture of my house. I will be standing outside.
Mm-hmm.
Picture, top-down view, him house, him right outside on the driveway.
Ew.
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
And so you know they can't go through Google Maps to get that shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck off.
And so everybody starts going, shit. Fuck.
Shit. Oh, fuck.
And so this just went on for like a few hours
Uh-huh.
until the whole site of 4chan got shut down.
Jeez.
They get back on, it's gone.
That's...
Everything's gone.
Man, 4chan, yeah. You're right, Pudding.
Another 4chan story I just remembered.
Hmm.
And this one actually has it's kind of more well known than the other one.
Mm-hmm.
This one I know because I've seen it from a secondhand source. It was r/political again.
Mm-hmm.
Because r/political is like really popular, so it's like usually on trending all the time when you go on the website.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a picture, and well, first there was typing, and it was like you just do that on the keyboard,
Yeah.
right? But there was parts where it seemed like it looked like it was actually intelligible, and it was like help or help me,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm in trouble. There were parts of the text that looked like that. And then there was a picture attached to it. And it was a picture of an alien.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
In front of a cactus.
Yeah.
And from people's people who saw it, they said it was too real to be fake. They, like some of the people that saw it were so shocked by it that they threw up because it was too real.
Ah, man. I hate
and
to
that's another case where the whole site shut
I
down.
hate to be the wet blanket for that one, but that one was actually dispelled. That was
Ooh,
yeah.
I haven't heard of its dispelling. Tell me.
Yeah.
Please do tell.
That's a you know the X-Files, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you know how like they have they started a new season or whatever.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Is that like a promotion?
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it was a promotion, but that was a picture of one of the aliens that were made for the new season.
Got you.
Yeah. So props to the freaking prop department.
I guess. Jeez.
No, but yeah.
Okay, I haven't heard the debunking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was debunked. Yeah, but
Okay.
that was a big mystery for a while.
Yeah, because I remember that story from like a few years back.
Yeah.
So I haven't heard the debunking. Thank you for telling me that.
Mm-hmm. The more you know.
Da-da-da-da.
Oh yeah, it's some spooky shit.
I kind of want to watch the Nightcrawler videos.
Can we do that? Is that legal?
Yeah.
Will the police get called on us?
Just in case, I'll do it. Because then technically you're not doing it.
True. It's not.
And it's your stream.
You're
Not
right.
Loopholes.
Loopholes.
Just
yeah. I'll trust you to like sift through them, then send it in the Discord, and then we can watch them together. But, oof.
What's it called? Cryptid. Because if I put a Nightcrawler, they just go to the Marvel character.
True story. He's cool and all, but not what we're here for.
Have you seen that video of the people in the Middle East that they're driving and then they find that witch?
Ooh, yeah.
I hate that video.
I hate that video too.
It.
Yeah, it's a lot. I don't like it. It freaked me out to my core the first time I watched it. I don't know if you guys know what we're talking about, but there's this one video of these dudes in the Middle East, and they're driving on this deserted, like, desert road at night, and, like, you can't really see any, like, the only thing you can see is the path illuminated by the headlights of the car that they're in. And they're driving, and then out of, like, nowhere, they come across this, like, hag. You know it, please. Shush. Oh, you know it? Oh, I'm sorry putting it, but we don't want to scare
terrifying.
you. Yeah, they come across this, like, hag, and then, like, the guy starts screaming and crying. Okay, Pudding, we'll stop talking.
So I found the
about it.
video, right?
Uh-huh.
But just for you, because you can see. Because I'm sharing its screen.
Okay.
And you
let
can
me see
hear it.
Let me see it. Let me see it.
Guess what music this person put over it? Just take a guess. Just shot in the dark.
Hold on.
Because you're going to guess wrong.
I probably will guess wrong. I don't know. Okay, get out of here. Okay, so here, link that in memes.
Yeah, I'll link it in memes.
Okay.
But this is the actual video. There's just somebody put music over it.
Okay. So JJ is going to link the Fresno Nightcrawler video. I think the original one.
Uh-huh.
In
and
here's
the other one. Oh, and guess what song they put over this one?
SpongeBob music. Oh my god. So we're
Oh no, why does it fit?
So JJ found some Nightcrawler music. Not Nightcrawler music. No, Nightcrawler
because
videos.
Most of the videos have like people talking over them, so I wanted to try to find ones without it. And these are the two without talking, but they have music.
Okay, cool. So yeah, if you guys are interested in seeing those videos, they are in the meme.
I'll try to
chat
find the witch one too.
in the Discord. Yeah, and then he's gonna link the witch one. So Pudding, I suggest you don't watch that one since I can tell you don't like it. Do not watch it.
Middle Eastern witch.
So you don't have to watch the witch Pudding. Don't worry about it. It'll just be linked there for anyone who wants to see it. You don't have to watch it. But you can watch the first 2 videos that were sent. That's funny.
God, the witch one was so
You sleep
not
alone
okay.
and you hate it. Yeah. Big mood pudding.
Ooh, you know the one where it's like it's in the mine and then you see like the Wendigo pop out its head?
No. But Wendigos freak me the heck out.
I see it. The reason why I brought it up is because I see it right now.
Oof.
Some of the footage in
Oh my
the
god.
foot
And
lettuce
guess
guy.
what channel it's on?
It's the foot lettuce guy.
Number 15.
Burger King foot lettuce.
Foot lettuce.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Burger King foot lettuce.
Foot lettuce.
And it's sad because, like, I watched that guy before the meme.
Oh, same. I still watch it.
Yeah, I watch him too, but then I was like, wait, I know this guy. Why are they making
Like,
fun of him?
Oh.
He
why
makes
are they
good
so
video.
mean?
Yeah, he makes good videos.
He makes really good content.
It's like, it's great. It's just his voice is very...
Yeah, his voice is so monotone. Like, honestly, this is like one of my favorite like compilations of paranormal shit. Like, this is one of my favorite videos.
Yeah.
And this has the video in it that I'm talking about.
Okay.
Have you seen the one where the girl's just casually flying in Russia?
Yeah. That one's weird.
I like that one's. I'm still like I don't know. I don't have an opinion on it still.
Yeah, I don't know about that one either. It's a little bizarre. So yeah, Pudding, if you're interested, any video you want to watch is bad idea of me to be here. Oh.
What was
Pudding.
the one where I think it was in Oregon where
We
the
won't get
news
too
station got
scary.
hijacked?
Oh. Wait, are you talking about the news broadcast one or the...
Yeah. Well,
Was it
didn't
with
get
the guy at the
hijacked?
mask?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, that one's just funny.
Not the plague mask like this one. Number 15.
Foot lettuce. Burger King
Oh,
foot
this one's
lettuce.
creepy. Number 15. Bloody.
It's the one where it looks like somebody's being held hostage.
Me in math class.
Behind the project is a more questionable topic.
I'll mute it just so it's not on stream.
Yeah.
But so you can see it. Come on. It's this one. Have you seen this one?
Yes. The
Too
dark
much.
web or whatever.
Uh-huh. Have you actually been on the dark web? I have.
No, I don't see the appeal. I feel fantastic. Hey, hey, hey.
I got there
Well,
accidentally.
Don't worry, Pudding. We're not
um,
doing anything too creepy
right.
right now. We're just talking and memeing.
Yeah.
You have goosebumps? Oh no, Pudding.
I know.
Oh, don't worry. See, we're keeping it lighthearted. We're making
Yeah.
memes. Here,
We're
Pudding.
starting to do like other stories,
Yeah.
not our personal ones.
Yeah,
so it's not like
we're
as,
doing like
real.
other. Yeah, we're doing other stories. If you want, if you want to distract yourself and not get too scared, do you want to send us some dank memes? In the
Hell yeah.
Discord? Because we always appreciate a good meme.
Here, let's get a
Oh, you've been to the dark web? Oh, that's interesting, Pudding. What happened? I
Here.
haven't.
let me get a here's something lighthearted and funny. There you go. Some Sakamoto Deska. Everybody seemed to like that last time.
That was hilarious. What the It's like you versus the guy she tells you not to worry about.
That's what Sakamoto is. It's the guy you
I
have
know.
to worry about.
It's so funny. Oh my god.
I love that show.
Never
we
again
need to
am I
watch
going
it.
there.
We need to watch it
Oh,
on stream.
we're gonna do it. It's fun as shit. Yeah, Pudding. I don't recommend going back there. I don't recommend going there the first time, much less doing it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Native American shit is real. I don't trust anything else that says it's not. It's like,
Yeah.
no, that's real.
No, I
You
agree.
can shut up about that.
No, for sure, I agree entirely.
They've lived here way longer than we have. They know shit.
Mhm. And they haven't angered things like we have.
Oh, we've angered things.
Oh, man. Yeah. Like, dude. I feel like because of the relationship that their ancestors and stuff have had with the land and with the things that inhabit the land, they have had access to way more things than we ever will.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Like, so much respect. You've seen
Honestly,
fetishes
I
that
like to
thought I would never
dream
see.
of an America where white people weren't assholes.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. You saw fetishes. pudding? Oh man.
Oh yeah, there's
Yeah.
some fetish shit on the dark web.
Yeah, I know a lot about the dark web. I've never been on, but I do know a lot about it. More than I probably should. Like, there's no reason. Do y'all believe in the Mandela effect? I think I do. I mean,
Some things, yes. Other times, it's just like, okay, you just remember wrong.
yeah, like, I do believe that there are some weird instances, but I mean, I guess I could say that. Yeah, I think I believe in it.
Like, one of the ones that I adamantly believe in, because I've seen its effects. When you think of Pikachu, don't you remember there being black on the tip of its tail?
Yeah.
It's not there.
What do you mean?
There's no black on the tip of his tail.
You're lying to me.
Go look.
What?
And you know how I know there used to be black on the tip of his tail?
Do you have something?
So, you know those old fat Pikachu dolls?
Yeah.
I have one. Guess what's at the tip of the tail?
What?
Black.
Oof. So maybe they just changed it.
I have tons of childhood drawings. Guess what's at the tip of the tail? Black.
Yeah.
I've gone back. My sister busts into my room. There's a frickin' spider. I need you. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I gotta go take care of a spider.
Okay, go get the spider. Yeah, so
I'll mute myself in case they're screaming.
no, leave it on. We want to hear screaming. So our
Okay,
co-host,
you want to hear the screaming?
yeah, our co-host is going to kill a spider for his sister. But
I know I'm.
you remember that thing
On
having a
stream,
cornucopia? It's in the front.
Spider is more prerogative.
Oh, the Loom logo. Oh yeah, Fruit of the Loom. Didn't they have a logo up in front? I mean, not a logo. Wow, Maria. They had a cornucopia, and then all the fruit was coming out of it. That was the whole thing with Fruit of the Loom, yeah? I think. Yeah, but Pikachu, the whole Pikachu thing, I just think that it was a stylistic change and that it originally had the black tip on the tail, but then, like, over the years, they're like, hey, let's remove the black tip and just leave it yellow. And then instead they kind of left, like, the dark tip at the root of the tail. So I don't see that as too weird. I think that's just like a stylistic choice. But I don't think that's considered Mandela effect. I think the Berenstain controversy is Mandela effect. Because that's like, why would you switch that up like midway through like whatever nonsense it is you're doing with marketing? It makes no sense. That's the name of like the titular family of bears that you're writing and making TV shows about. That you wouldn't change. You know what I'm saying? It's not as intense as like, you know, the little tip at, you know, the top of
So as
the
payment
tail.
for me saving her from a spider, I said you have to tell the stream one scary story.
Ooh, we get a treat.
Mm-hmm. She's taking a shower right now, so when she's done.
Nice. Just wash the evil off of her. Let me see. Also, supposedly our heart
The
is now
shower
in the
curtain?
middle of our body, rather
And so
than-
she could have put her hand on the other side and squished it and then got a napkin and wiped it out.
You know, I feel for your sister. I can't do that shit either. I can't. I hate spiders. Fuck. Let me see. Well,
I mean, I don't like them either, but...
hasn't the heart always been in the middle of our chest, though?
No.
Supposedly our heart is now in the middle of our body rather than near our breast. That's
I thought
what
it was
pudding
always
is
on the
saying.
side.
Ooh, hold on, my earbud fell out. I can't hear anything. Okay. I mean, that's what pudding is saying in the chat.
Pretty sure it's always been in the side. That's why you put your hand over your heart. You
I don't
put
know,
your
man.
hand there when saying the Pledge of Allegiance
Yeah.
and shit like that.
Yeah. I'm just telling you what pudding is saying in the chat. In the chitty chat.
Oh no, I'm just replying.
Yeah. I don't know. I remember it being like on the side. It is on the side. It should be on the side.
What side is your heart on? Google.
Look
The
it
left.
up, it's weird. Alright, we'll look it up.
Oh no, why am I seeing pictures of a heart in the middle of her chest?
What?
I'm seeing like diagrams where the heart's in the middle of the chest.
Man, I took a biology class. This is embarrassing. Hold on.
I'll post it in the Discord.
Oh man, this is embarrassing. It's your left side. Yeah, that's what we were all thinking.
That's what I've always been told. It's on the left side.
It's in the middle of the chest. Again, I took a biology
Oh shit,
class.
here's an X-ray.
You know what I think? Like, I think we think that the heart is at the left side of the chest because, like, maybe that's where, like, an artery is, and that's where we feel the pulse, like, not the pulse, the thumping.
I can see everything.
Yeah, it's in the center of the chest.
Cool.
Maybe there's, like, an artery or something.
Sorry, I just took off my glasses.
No worries. I have my contacts in. I can't wait to rip them out.
Well, because the middle of the thing is a little too tight for me. So, like, after a while, I have to take it off.
Yeah, apparently it's always been in the middle. Yeah, unless they moved it recently. I don't know.
There is this story that's kind of creepy. That so, like, you know how we work, like, the world works in cycles?
Yeah.
Well, 2012 was the end of a cycle, right?
Yeah.
And so there's a story that's like barely known, and it's kind of whispered and hushed, like silently, that every cycle something like horrible does happen. But there's always one person who kind of reverses it. And they say they can say if you were affected by that bad thing, you might be able to still feel it. So, like, for instance, let's say during the bad thing, I don't know, like, you broke your arm. After the reversal and where we are now, maybe there's signs of, like, your arm always gets hurt. Your arm always falls asleep. Your arm, sometimes it doesn't feel like it's your arm. Sometimes it feels like there's nothing there. Like, there's shit like that.
Wait, hold on. Unless there is a new update. Okay, I firmly disagree on this. The heart is on your left side. I agree.
The reason why I'm bringing that up is because I only ever get hurt on my left leg. I only ever get hurt on my right arm.
That's so weird.
I've never had anything happen to my left arm or my right leg.
So, that's because your injuries happened during the cycle? And now that it's a new cycle, you only get
after like the big event that happened that got reversed by the end of the cycle. And you only feel like a phantom pain, you could say.
That's so weird.
It's extremely weird.
Yeah. Let me see. I remember it being on the left too, but according to online and stuff, it's in the middle of your chest. Yeah, guys, I think we just have to, believe that the heart's in the middle of our chest. We're shifting universes, guys. Honestly.
I mean, science has seen a hole into another universe already.
Yeah.
You know about that?
I don't like it.
They found a weird anomaly that looked like it just was a dead end, and then they looked through it, and it was a carbon copy of what was on this side.
Yeah, that's... I don't like...
Multiverse might be real. Surprise.
Yeah, that's... I don't like thinking about that stuff. Like, that stuff I can't think about, or else I will go insane.
That stuff freaks me out because there are moments where I'm like, oh yeah, I totally switched dimensions.
Yeah.
I totally, completely did.
Yeah.
Like, there are times where, like, I 100% know it too. Like, something that's been consistently happening ever since elementary school is there would be a group of people that, when I moved, they would be a carbon copy.
That's so weird. And pudding, I agree. Yeah, like, that's... Like, how so, though? Like, everywhere you go, there's, like,
hair's the same, face the same, body type, tallness at the time, exactly the same.
That's so weird. See. Since the heart points left, its mass is found on the left side. Okay. So that's why. Thank you for looking into it, Pancake. Thank you for clearing things up for us. Yeah, and Pudding, you would definitely be a Daisy fan in a different universe, but only in a different universe. Oh my gosh. But like, I don't know. And like, it makes you wonder, you know how like, when, I don't know, there are times where it's like you think you've done something and you haven't, or vice versa, you think you haven't done something and then you like did it. And we're just like, oh yeah, we just did it like automatically or whatever. But like you would have thought that you would have at least vaguely remembered like going into a different room or picking something up, you know?
There's times where I've had complete conversations and then I go to the person and they're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And I'm like, we literally just had this conversation yesterday.
Yeah. Dude, like that's a literal argue. Okay, a little story time. It's like, it's kind of a funny story, but it's actually a little weird as well. So me and my best friend went to, I think this was at the Iron Man 2 premiere. We went to go watch Iron Man 2. And after we got out of the theater, we were standing outside waiting to get picked up. And we were standing underneath this lamp that was mounted into the wall of the theater. And there was a little beehive in it. And I remember looking up at it and looking at my friend and being like, dude, there's a beehive right there. I think we should move. I remember saying this to her. But then we just continued standing there. And then a bee flew right past me onto her arm and stung her. And she was like, oh, what the fuck? And I was like, well, yeah, there's a little beehive right above us. And she's like, you didn't tell me that? And I was like, yes, I did. I literally told you that. And she's like, no, you didn't. And I was like, yes, I did. But, like, it's funny because she was like, I can't believe a bee literally flew right past you and stung me. What the fuck? But, like, it was weird because I do remember distinctly telling her, yo, there's a beehive up there. And she was like, oh, shit, okay. Like, it was a conversation, but, like, apparently that didn't happen. Let me see. Imagine in a different universe where all the different gender. Oof, I'd love to be a dude in a different universe.
It's entirely possible.
Honestly.
Oh, so my sister's here for her one payment.
Oh, yay. Okay, JJ's sister's gonna tell us a little story.
So I will be off mic right now, and we're switching seats.
Okay.
So you won't be here.
Okay.
And she's going to put the headphones on.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
So I was told I need to tell a scary story.
Yep, that's your payment.
Oh, okay. Well, I have two, because they're all about the beautiful state of Tejas.
Nice.
So Texas likes to claim that they are all Jesus and good and nothing bad. Well, they have a bigger problem. A demon problem.
Oof.
For all their Jesus and churches, there seems to be a habitual repetition of demons. So, there's two main places that everyone in Texas knows are haunted by these demons, and they habitually try and go mess with them. The first one is actually kind of near Dallas in Denton, Texas. It's hilariously known as the Goat Man.
Ooh, I love the
God,
Goat
don't
Man.
forget that. God damn it.
No one likes
I
talking.
specifically avoided that.
No one likes talking about the Goat Man, but we all know about the Goat Man. Now, this Goat Man is different than the Goat Man that they say that is in the East Coast. It's a little bit different than the one that's in Central Texas by Fort Phantom. This Goat Man, in particular, is also one that's in cahoots with Satanists and still has a lot of Satanist rituals that happen in the forest and under the bridge nearby. So it's thought that this Goat Man isn't necessarily a demon and something that's been there longer. But I've had a few friends who decided they didn't like living. And this is their story. So about 6 of them, all in one car, decided to go out to this Denton old bridge. Now, it's located on the outskirts of the city, more so as if it's going into a nature trail. Mind you, nature trails in Texas mean giant spiders the size of your fist and rattlesnakes. So I don't know how much of a nature trail this really is, but that's what it's for. So they park on the outside, which you honestly come up and you park and you see the bridge right next to it. Now, men don't fall victim to this as much, but for women, it's a habitual problem where the women instantly cannot get out of the car before they start going into hysterics, which is exactly what happened to my friend. She said that she was overwhelmed with a feeling of dread. She felt that there's something next to her that was just whispering into her ear over and over again. Well, she didn't want to be the one that punked out, so she got up with all of them and left to the bridge. Well, when they get to the bridge, of course, nothing happens. Of course. And so that makes them want to go in further. Well, this girl, we'll call her Alice. Alice decided that she couldn't take it anymore because the second she set foot on the bridge, that presence that she swore was next to her was now touching her. And when it touched her, the only thing that she could think of in that moment was murdering every single person in that group. Alice swears she saw the most vivid possible descriptions of how she'd kill every single one of her friends. So she breaks down in the middle of the bridge. Now, legend says you're not supposed to do that. You either cross the bridge fully, but you never stop. Because if you stop, that means it's prey. Because it doesn't like people on the bridge. It's kind of like a troll.
Mm-hmm.
So they're stopped in the middle of this bridge, and then they look out into the opening where it goes down to the nature trail, and there's these two big red eyes staring at them.
Ew.
And mind you, the tallest one in the group is about 6'5". This thing, he swears, towered over him. So half of them are staring at the eyes. The other two girls are trying to help Alice, who's hysterically having what honestly can be described as a possession on the bridge. Hysteric crying, shaking, involuntary movements. And none of them are able to either pick her up, which is insane because she weighs probably 98 pounds wet. So they're all freaking out. They see these red eyes. The red eyes disappear. But now the bridge is vibrating. They feel it vibrating around them. And then, off into the distance, they hear gunshots. Now, legend says about this bridge is that it used to lead to an old African American's property. Well, one day he posted a sign saying, "Keep out my property." Well, the local Ku Klux Klan didn't like that. So, guns blazing and a noose later, they hung him from the bridge.
Ew.
Now, the guy was a goat farmer, so they think maybe he's come back as a half-man, half-goat. But there's no actual documentation of this guy ever living. The only thing that we know for sure is that there is a goat man, and every EVP picks up the name Steve. A very anticlimactic, demonic name. Steve.
Steve.
And that's the exact name that my friends heard that night. So finally, once Alice is out of her little possession hysteria, they pick her up, and a guy and a girl that was with Alice decided we're going back to the car. Well, the others wanted to go in further. They don't even make it off the bridge, because the second they set foot off the bridge, everything goes quiet. Then all at once, the most inhuman shrill takes off. Now in Texas, we know hogs, we know deer, we know coyotes, and some of us that live near zoos know what even lions sound like when they scream at night, even owls. But this, they swore, was something so inhuman that they made it back to the car faster than the group carrying Alice. And then they tried to start their car.
Oh,
Of course, no. They couldn't start their car because A, the keys kept fumbling, and B, they're just idiots.
Mm-hmm.
It takes them about a good 5 minutes to start the car. The second they start their car, they see a black, shadowy mass in the middle of the bridge where Alice was. They don't even remember how they got home, how fast they drove. They just know that they somehow made it from Denton, Texas, back all the way into Arlington in about an hour or two. They're not even sure. But they made it back extremely fast.
Oof.
But the Goat Man in particular is another habitual demon that comes through. There's also one in the Central Texas, but this one lives on an island out in Fort Phantom Lake and is responsible, honestly, for every single drowning whenever a drought comes, which is very weird, which makes it sound almost like an elder god. You need to sacrifice people to the goat in order for the drought to end. Well, people still like to go fuck with it. Well, this Goat Man carries an axe and is about 8 feet tall and lives within a forest that's also used to be old Native American land that was cursed.
Of course.
By the Elder because it's right next to Fort Hood. Now, Fort Hood was started by Custer, the cavalry, the most hated group within U.S. Army history when it comes to the Native Americans. So I wouldn't be surprised if they are all cursed. But this is where it hangs. There's a Thunderbird allegedly out there, but that Goat Man is even scarier than the one in Denton, but harder to find because you have to go deep into its forest. Or if you go onto its island, you might drown before you get there. But it is known to have a very nice love for women, like the other one in Denton.
Oh boy.
Those are just 2 casual ones for the area.
That's
The-
a lot.
Oh, yeah. The final demon story of Texas, though, takes place in El Paso. So they call Juarez, the border town, the murder capital of the world. It is run by the cartel, and it's always been run by the cartel, even though it is right next to the U.S. border. It is the murder capital of the world. So everyone thinks that this negative energy from the cartel, and it's no secret that the cartel likes to dabble in unsavory things to keep their power. So Satanism and demon worship is actually extremely popular in El Paso.
Mhm.
Most in particular is this El Castillo Hotel in downtown El Paso. Now, it's only known for infamy of being a place of satanic worship due to the fact that Ramirez, the famous serial killer, son of Sam, who spoke so fluently after killing everyone that I am Satan, the devil himself, where he had pentagrams carved into his hands while he committed every single murder by his hands and his hands alone. So El Paso is actually where he picked up everything. And in the basement of the El Castillo Hotel is where everyone has sacrificed or summoned someone. It's still down there to this day, and it habitually possesses every single person at some point that lives in this hotel, because it is one of those lower income housing now. The only issue is they've stopped Satanists from performing rituals there. So now the demon's angry, and they've had many murders, many instances. It takes the form of a little girl, and it travels around the hall giggling, and if you open your door to this little girl, you're inviting the demon into your space, and you might shortly become possessed and end up trying to kill yourself or surround you.
Ew.
Basically, you can go down to every single place in El Paso, and for all of its up-and-coming glory and churches around there, I can bet you that the church graveyard in the backyard is actually a place of satanic worship.
Mm-hmm. That's horrifying.
Oh yeah,
That's
Texas.
because it's like a mending of like, you know, true crime and like the occult, and that's always the worst combo. Oh,
Yeah. That is Texas for you. I mean, everything is bigger and better in Texas, which includes our hauntings.
I can tell. Thank you so much for sharing. We really appreciate it. Those were very interesting stories.
Yeah, if you ever want back, I have 1,000 more.
Ooh, we'd love to have you back on at some point. Thank you so much.
No problem. Well, here's off to Jordan.
You have a good night. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, so Ra, how do you want to share it? Do you want to type it out? Or do you want to like... Oh, yay. Oh, welcome back, JJ. Yeah.
I was specifically trying to avoid the goat man.
Why?
Because it's not fake and it's completely real.
No, I know. I believe that wholeheartedly.
Like, that's the one story that always freaks me the fuck out besides the Mothman.
The Goat Man's freaky. I didn't know that there was one in Texas, though. Like, I knew that there was one in, like, on the East Coast, but it was Maryland, I think. But I didn't know
Yeah, my sister's really good at telling stories. She's a history major.
I love it. It was so nice. Very immersive.
Yeah.
But man, the goat, yeah. Oof. Texas does have everything, I guess. It's a lot. Oof. That's weird, though. Like, why do you think the Goat Man and Mothman scare you so much?
Maybe in a past life I had encounters with them. I don't know.
Don't say that. Imagine. Like, that's weird. Like, I think about that a lot. Like, why are we scared of the things that we're scared of? Like, what made us scared of those things? Particularly, like, crazy things, you know?
I think spiders, for sure, have, like, there was something in the past that humanity as a whole had to deal with that looked like spiders that freaked us all the fuck out for the rest of eternity.
Maybe.
Because there's no way that everybody just kind of habitually agrees. Spiders, no.
Yeah. I feel that. Like, ugh. Spiders are gross. And then, like, think about, like, for instance, fears that we may or may not have. Like, for me, like, choking freaks me out. Like, if someone isn't chewing properly or they're taking too big of bites, I start, like, having a panic attack. I'm like, oh my god, they're gonna choke and they're gonna die. Like, but I've never seen anyone choke, knock on wood. I've never seen anyone choke before. But, like, it makes you think, what causes our own individual deepest, darkest fears, you know? Like, what happened to us in, like, a past life or whatever the hell, you know? Like, it's weird. Like, is it just, like, our, like, lizard brain or something? Like, I don't know. It's weird. Oh, hey, Bubbles. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we're just doing spooky, scary stories. And right now, Ra is typing up a story, and then I'll read it. So, yeah, Ra, just let me know when you completely finish typing out your story, and then I'll read it all. So.
Excuse me?
Yeah. Like, what do you think? I don't know. Do you think it's just our lizard brains?
I think there's some credence to it because it's too common for there not to be credence to it. Like, there's no way in hell there's not something up there.
Yeah. This is some deep stuff. I just walked into lizard brains. Well, yeah, that's like your primal instincts as an individual. Yeah. It's called lizard brains because that's like only instinct. Lizard brains. No, yeah.
Because, like, yeah, there's like there's a problem with, like, you know, everybody's just like, okay, that thing's bad. Even, like, if they're a baby, they're just like, nah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. The babies are like, not.
It's like, hey, like, there's something instinctual there.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, like choking, obviously, drowning. The dark. The dark freaks me out.
The dark.
That freaks me out. That fucks
I'm not scared of the dark. I'm scared of what's in it.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, but like the fact that a majority of people have at one point in time in their lives been afraid of the dark freaks me out. Because that means that, you know, sometime in, like, the past or whatever, like, you know, when we're, like, Neanderthals or whatever the fuck, like, there was a reason to be scared of the dark.
Yep.
And I don't like that. I don't
See,
like thinking about that.
That's why I like to think that we're missing because like we're missing like huge gaps in our history,
Yeah.
like our path of humanity. That like we see remnants, be it in our instincts or just like ruins or like common threads in culture
Yeah.
that say something more. Like, you can't tell me dragons weren't once real. You literally can't say that to my face and say they're not, when every single fucking culture in the world, whether they ever had contact or not, has legends about dragons and has proof of paintings and murals and shit about dragons. You cannot say that to my face and say it's not real.
Like, that's the thing with a lot of like cryptids and like folklore and all that stuff. Like, countries from all over the world who at one point in time literally had no communication with each other. Hell, they didn't even know that each other existed.
They existed.
But they all have very similar accounts of things. It's crazy. Like, there has to be at least some seed of truth. Oh, thank you for hosting, JJ.
Yeah, I just realized I should have been doing that.
Oh, no worries. Thank you for the host. Here. Oh yeah, dragons are real. Okay, so Ra posted a story in the chat, and I will read it for us all. Okay, so there's a town up in Washington called Concrete. This place was an old logging town, very quiet and far up in the middle of the mountains. Sometime in the 1890s, a logger went nuts and lit the school on fire with most of the town inside during a town meeting. So now every once in a while at night in this area, you can hear screaming coming from the woods and a mass amount of sightings, and hikers always go missing around September, which is around the same time the sky burned down the school. That's really creepy. That is raw. Thank you. I don't like that.
That's
so like
creepy.
that's an actual thing. So like if you go and look up like news articles and stuff, you'll see this, correct? This isn't just some like folklore.
That reminds me of the case of the hikers in Siberia that just all...
Dyatlov Pass. Yep. That is my shit. I don't want to get too excited. That's disrespectful.
What do you think it was?
There's so many things that could have been, because the Russian government has been
the most scientific reason you could go for, like pure science, would be spontaneous combustion.
I don't think so. I mean,
I don't believe that, but if you're going from specifically, I don't believe in paranormal shit and all the other stuff, the only thing that could possibly the most scientific possibility would be spontaneous human combustion.
Like, but the thing is...
But what I believe, some alien bullshit happened.
Because the bodies were found in such bizarre ways.
Circumstances.
I don't think it was spontaneous combustion. Because, like...
I don't think so either, but that's what people who don't believe in, like, aliens and shit always say.
Like, this is the thing. Their eyes were gouged out. Their tongues were gouged out. Their skin was a sickly shade of orange. Their hair turned gray. There was, like, intense amounts of radiation.
And you know what? You know what's always happens to cows that have been...
Yeah, it's the cattle mutilation.
Aliens?
Yeah, the mutilation.
The same goddamn things.
Yeah. Hold on, let me see here.
Like, that's some alien shit.
Yeah, I think so. Here, hold on. We are never truly afraid of the dark, but what dwells deep within it. I agree. We agree, Bubbles. That's totally a thing. Yeah, look up Yakima, whole town burned down. Man, that's really fucked up, raw. But, what was I saying? Yeah, like, the two leading, I guess, theories that people are running with, in terms of, like, the mysterious and unknown, are aliens, which I'm a firm believer in, and a lot of people think the Yeti.
The Yeti?
A lot of people think the Yeti.
What supernatural powers does the Yeti have besides being
Actually,
the Yeti?
Here's a funny thing. Well, first of all, there's a little documentary that they made about it. It's like with the Yeti's connection with the Dyatlov Pass. I don't know what I think about it, but a lot of cultures actually believe the Yeti to have supernatural powers or even be like a god of some sort.
A deity?
Yeah, a lot of cultures believe that. Actually, I think is it Thailand? Hold on. I don't want to say this incorrectly. Is it Thailand?
Nepal?
Nepal, that's what it is. I was thinking, it's my bad. Yeah, it's in Nepal. They actually believe that the Yeti is some sort of, like, deity. And so, yeah, that's a thing. It's, like, worshipped.
I guess it would make sense, because we can't find the damn thing.
Yeah, it's worshipped. Let me see. Here's one. Okay, so yeah, just is that a story, Raw? Let's see. Let's see.
Or is it credence to the story you just told?
Yeah, so Raw, finish up that story. Oh, never mind. That is the finished story. Never mind. I was thinking maybe he was going to write a story again. Okay. Oh, here's one. A dorm at UC Davis had rings burned into the floor of the 3rd, 5th, and roof same spot. That, I don't know what that is. Well, Yetis can be confused with Wendigo in some culture. Yeah. Well, I mean, the Wendigo are very confusing creatures. Like, they're meant to confuse people. And Raw, in terms of, like, the UC Davis story.
Honestly,
that could be a cult, like a ritual.
I'm pretty sure I've walked past a skinwalker before.
What makes you say that?
Because because we're going over like shit like this in Wendigo, and that just reminded me of it.
Mm-hmm. Like, what makes you say that?
I remember, I think I was in Abilene.
Mm-hmm.
For my sister was doing a thing. That's where she went to college.
Mm-hmm.
I think I remember when we were eating somewhere. As I was walking out of the restaurant, I walked past somebody and like I immediately felt like I was like about to die.
Really?
Like a prey animal that was being hunted. Like extreme fear.
Mm-hmm.
And I just remember like turning around and looking at them like, huh. But they didn't like flinch about it. Like that happens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like I just remember that. That could have been a skinwalker, or it could have even been it wasn't a small child, so it's not the black-eyed children.
Yeah.
Which is a common thing in Abilene, Texas, by the way.
Man, Texas has everything.
That's big. And Native American shit is all over here.
Yeah. Texas, New Mexico, all that shit.
So, because I just remembered I was like, oh shit, that might have been a skinwalker. Because there's literally no other reason for me to react that way towards something.
Yeah. So there's like something instinctual there.
There was something like, I need to get out.
Yeah. Oof, that's spooky. I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think I have any stories like that.
And there's tons of skinwalker stories in Texas.
I can imagine. That's where, like, you know, when I watch documentaries and stuff, a lot of eyewitnesses are in, like, that area of the U.S., so that makes complete sense. Let me see. There used to be an old house here that was abandoned for years, and every November you can see what looks like blue lighting coming from it inside the house. That's weird. You sure it isn't, like, some teenagers having a little house party? Like, because my friend actually, like, she lives in a nice neighborhood, and her neighbors moved out, and there's this big empty house that was just there for the picking, and literally teenagers would go there on, like, you know, Saturday nights and make a party in, like, an abandoned house, essentially. So that could be a thing. They built a friggin' park over it. Oh, well, I guess there goes my theory.
Oh no.
So where'd the blue lights come from? Yeah, where does the blue light come from then if it's a park?
Will o' the Wisp?
Ooh, well, I mean, I feel like the Will o' the Wisp they got lost. Okay, they're on the wrong continent.
They're in the wrong country.
Honestly. Let me see. Oh no, me and a few friends went in there one night, and before we could get to the doorway, we saw a very large cloaked individual. Before the park, there was a house. Okay, so you're referring to this when it was still a house. You saw a cloaked individual? Dude, okay. So that could either be paranormal or just, like, stranger danger, run out of the fucking house.
You know, it's one of the craziest cases that I still love to investigate till this day. The one with the hotel in California with the little girl.
Oh, the
that
Cecil.
Was in the water tank. Yeah.
Ooh, I have a story about that. It's oof. Last year when I went to Anime Expo, so like
you didn't stay there, did you?
No. Let me tell you a story. So you know Anime Expo, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so we went on day 0, and on day 0, basically, you just go there to pick up your
Uh-huh.
passes, whatever. We didn't have anything else to do that day because we didn't get tickets for after, like, we didn't get, like, event tickets for that day. So we went really early, like, we went to downtown LA really early in the morning because we were expecting to wait in line for, like, hours to pick up our passes like we did the year before. Actually, the line was great. We got our tickets within, like, 10 minutes. But,
Damn.
yeah, I know. After the fact, I was like, oh, we're like maybe a mile away from the Cecil Hotel. Can we walk over there? And I was with like 2 of my friends. And they were like, why are you so fucking weird? Fine, we'll go over there. So we walked, because it's like, I was like, I was kind of fangirling in a really dark, morbid way. So we walked all the way to the Cecil, only to discover that it was closed.
Oh.
It was under renovation.
Mm.
So basically it was, I think it's going to become the Main. It's called the Main because it's like on Main Street. So yeah, we walked all the way over there. But then it's weird because we walked all the way over there and then we found this guy who was around our age and he was like, oh yeah, I'm like hitchhiking. And, like, I showed up over here. You guys seem all you guys are all dressed up. There's Anime Expo over here, right? Cool. So then he followed us back to Anime Expo. But that was a little side story. But yeah, that was, I don't know why they're renovating it. They should just close the whole thing down.
Yeah, they should just close it all down.
Because, like, renovating it won't make it any better. Let me see. Like Dementor, Shadowy, and Wispy. Oh, that's really weird, Ra. That's not okay. Not okay. But yeah, like, I don't know, at that point, just, yeah, tear the whole thing down. No one's gonna want to stay there.
Just tear the whole place down and build a church on it.
Honestly, the church would burn.
Burn down.
Like, honestly, yeah. I don't know what the fuck is going on there. But, like, what do you think happened to Elisa Lam? Rod, do you know about that story? Like, the mysterious death of Elisa Lam at the Cecil Hotel? Okay, so continue, JJ.
I believe that I honestly think she was drugged.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly think somebody was actually trying to abduct her.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think happened.
I see
and
that.
they succeeded.
Uh-huh. No, I see that. I don't know what to think, honestly. Because, like, the CCTV footage it's disturbing to watch.
So creepy.
It's just disturbing. Like, paranormal or not, it's just disturbing to watch. I feel like an abduction, like, by a person is most likely. But the way the elevator was acting was a little odd.
Like, she hit the close button on that elevator a lot.
Yeah, it was open for an eternity, and literally it closed right when she walked out entirely.
Like, she could have been abducted. Doesn't mean it was human.
Yeah, like, yeah, it's outlandish. I don't know what to think. Definitely something strange happened, but the elevator is the thing that's really freaking me out, because it's like literally it was open the whole time.
It was open for eternity.
Yeah.
And elevators do not stay open for that long.
Yeah. And then it closed literally right as she made the decision to be like, you know what? I'm walking out. And when she walked out and decided not to come back, then it closed. It was weird. Let me see. So my idea of her death was pretty simple. She seemed drugged as well, not possessed. It did seem culty. I agree, Ra. It could have been some sort of a cultic thing. Yeah. Like, it's tangible, but it does have roots in some sort of occultic things. Ugh, that story freaks me out. And just like the way she was discovered.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the water tank.
And people complaining that the water was brown.
Oh god. Oh, people were showering in that and drinking and oh god, it makes me sick. That actually makes me sick. I don't know, man. And like the CCTV footage wasn't doctored. That was like the raw footage.
That's the raw footage.
Like, I don't know. Let me see. Want another good one? Sure, hit us with a good one. Man. I'm looking through this old cryptid book that I've had since elementary school. I was so cute. I have a bunch of like little like tabs in it and a bunch of highlighted and underlined things. I like underlined my favorite monsters. That was so cute. Let's see. There was one video about the hotel with the vacant room having a screaming woman and no one in the room. Oh, I know that one, Ra. I know that one. So there was this video. Maybe you've seen it because you watch.
Is it the guy? Is it the guy that went into the room and they were screaming and everything was shaking?
Yes. Yeah, I was gonna say you
Yeah,
watch
that
Foot
one.
Lettuce Guy, so you'd know. No, yeah, that one's freaky. That one's weird.
Yeah.
Cause like
That one is freaky.
it's a little too clear, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not into it. Oof. Ooh, it's 11:30.
It's one for me.
It's one. Okay, maybe we should wrap it up. I don't want
Yeah.
to keep you up too late. But this was really fun.
This really was fun.
This was hella fun. We should do more.
We need to do this again.
Yeah, I agree. We should do it again, maybe a little earlier.
Mhm.
Because this was last minute for us. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, JJ. Thank you for doing it with me.
No problem. I had fun.
Yeah, it was fun. We're gonna try and do more thingies like this because it was fun. And yeah, have a good night. Don't let the spookies get you tonight. All of you, okay? Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.